One of my cousins tried to assault me, and I immediately went to my father and said, "Hey, Dad, this is scary. One of my cousins tried to assault me." And it was a man, and my dad rightfully kicked him out the house and kicked my cousins out the house. So I was safe, and my dad said, if that ever happens again, please let me know. So I did at school. At school, one of my teachers, who was a woman, assaulted me. My dad looked me dead in the eyes and said, "That's it? Wake up! It's time for breakfast. We've got steak, eggs, pancakes, bacon, and all the foods that make you feel like you're a man, a great, powerful, beef buff dude that's a cannibal that likes beef jerky, and going out in the wilderness, you feel powerful, right?" I grew up watching He-Man and the Thundercats and WWE. I liked those shows a lot. They were these big, macho, super strong guys that displayed their muscles to everybody to see. There was the gun show, and they had the right to carry. It was beautiful to witness, and I was excited because in my mind, that's what it meant to be a man, a protector, a provider, somebody that could beat the evils of the world, the Ubermensch, the Superman, the guy that was Wolverine, the guy that was cold and callous and mysterious, but also who was so deeply in tune that women swooned over him. The ability to be a man, what does it mean to you? I've been pondering this question for the past few days. What does it mean to be a man? Because if you look at me, I'm in booty shorts, and that's not very manly, you would say. You would say that I'm in booty shorts, so that must mean I'm a little bit flamboyant. That must mean I'm a little bit in love with men or something of that variety. But I'm wearing these because they're comfortable, they're airy, and it's very hot in my apartment. But because I don't want the judging and lurking eyes of the world, I don't want to wear these booty shorts out in public, right? But to be a man is to have your own sense of imposing will, to impose your will upon nature, to be able to take apart nature, break it down, beat a bear, do all these things, to ride a horse and to lasso up the entirety of your charisma and ego and push it onto them, and then shoot it out of a gun, and then let everybody know that you're coming to the gun show. That's what it means to be a man, right? You gotta be thin, you gotta be lean, you gotta be big, you gotta be a dad, you gotta be a provider, you gotta have a 9-to-5 job, you gotta eat steak sandwiches, you gotta eat eggs, you gotta be able to do all these things, all while providing a nuclear family of a boy, a girl, and a woman. That is what it means to be a man, right? But no, it's not. The common idea and perception of what it means to be a man has changed and shaped irreparably inside of my mind, because I, for the first time, got my nails done. 10 years ago is when I first got my nails done. And I didn't realize that I had so much dirt under my nails and my cuticles and things of that variety that I was actually messing things up. I had actually given a woman a UTI because I had dirt under my nails. It was a bit of a mess. And she had a bacterial infection and it was messed up. I didn't know that it was very difficult down there. And I now regretted every bit of that. I was also cutting people with my nails in terms of the bedroom activities. That was a little bit of an issue there. And I thought that a man should probably be well-groomed and proper dressed. So I did that. I thought a man had to be able to take the blunt of everything, to be able to keep his emotions held inside of himself to the point where it coalesced and you cannibalize the idea of love. I thought that love from a man was not saying I love you to your fellow man. I thought you didn't give hugs unless it was your son or somebody you were giving a firm handshake to or a business deal. I thought being a man was something entirely different. In reality, that is not what it means to be a man. That's not even what it means to be masculine, apparently. I'm not gonna get into the minutia of gender politics here. That's not what this video is about. I'm asking you, as a person watching this video, what does it mean to be a man? When Hurricane Katrina hit, my cousins decided to stay at my abode and stay with me. And one of my cousins tried to assault me. And I immediately went to my father and said, "Hey, Dad, this is scary. One of my cousins tried to assault me." And it was a man, and my dad rightfully kicked him out the house and kicked my cousins out the house. So I was safe, and my dad said, if that ever happens again, please let me know. So I did, at school. At school, one of my teachers, who was a woman, assaulted me. My dad looked me dead in the eyes and said, "That's it?" I was confused. It messed me up. It disrupted me because I was following exactly as he instructed, but I discovered that as a man, I wasn't supposed to talk about that. It messed me up because I thought we were supposed to talk about this. I had been instructed specifically to talk about this, and now I can't. I had told my friends at school about the event that happened, and they congratulated me saying, "Oh yeah, she's one of the baddest teachers." I had told all these people, even to the point of telling my gym teacher, who simply said, "Good job, kid." My gym teacher, who was a sense of authority to me, I stopped there. I was young. I stopped there. I thought that was the highest authority, a teacher. I thought that if I told the teacher and he didn't do anything, then that's fine. And that went on for 3 months. It went on for 3 months of me getting assaulted by my teacher. That's what happened. I assumed that that was the regular, the norm, the thing that was supposed to happen. I programmed my brain to say, if a woman assaults you and you are not supposed to talk about it because you're a man, look at the gun show, boom. That's not true at all, is it? I thought being a man was lying to yourself that you were stressed. I thought being a man was lying to yourself that you go through these things. I thought being a man was lying to yourself that this is difficult. I thought being a man was lying to your partner all the time. I thought being a man was putting on this falsehood, this mask, this facade of what you thought you were, so you presented it to everybody else. That's what I thought being a man was. That is not being a man. That is a coward. And men aren't cowardly. They're stoic. They're definitive. They're exact. They're direct, right? I tried that. It didn't work. What does it mean to be a man? I discovered something very intimate about myself that I didn't know what it meant. I discovered something very personal about me that I didn't know what it meant to be a person. And that stopped me from being a man. Because I didn't know what it meant to be human, because I value myself as a man first and a person second. When you are human first, when you are brought into this earth, before you are anything, before you are even thought of, but when you are in the belly, when you are in the stomach being conceptualized, you are not a man, you are not a woman, you are simply a person. And it is the mother's loving and caring duty to nurture you, to care for you and provide for you. It is the father's duty to do that same exact thing, but on a different level. You see, women can get physically pregnant and men can get mentally pregnant, where they have to put themselves in this mindset where something mechanical breaks down. However, that's not true either, is it? Because being a man also means that you can leave, because you don't have to have that mental pregnancy. You don't have to have that. You don't have to have this idea that you can stay for the child, but the woman carrying that child for 9 months has to do that. And that same woman can also go through such a struggling and deep depression from carrying that child, right? What does it mean to be a man? The man has to be there to make sure the woman is okay after the baby? No, that's not true either, is it? Right? What does it mean to be a man? I guess I'll ask you another question. Is it okay to take a life if it's for your own safety? Obviously, if your life is in danger, you can take another person's life, right? But is it morally wrong? Murder is morally wrong, right? But it was for a just cause. There are many ways to go about the same thing and get the correct answer. 2, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 5 minus 1. Okay, 5 and then 1. Same answer, 4. Many ways to be this one thing, a man. Many ways to be this simple thing, a man. But to many people, it is elusive. It is divisive. It can't be this singular one thing because it doesn't make sense. What does it mean to be a man? To be a man is to be a person first. It's to realize that everyone is human first. To be a man is to realize that you don't have to conform to this idea that you have to get a 9-to-5 job. You have to provide for your woman. You have to do all these things. You can't be this. You can't be that. You have to be stoic. You have to be divisive. You have to, no, to be a man, to be a person is to be here, present, to be awake and alive and aware and willing to accept your faults and willing to change things and willing to be that person that's incorrect and willing to be wrong and willing to be wrong and willing to be wrong and willing to speak up about things that hurt you, that are emotionally disruptive, about willing to speak up about things that make you think at night in the middle of your brain, in the middle of the night when you're thinking you have to deal with these yourself and you have no strong support system. You make a support system. You talk about it with your friends. You don't drink your problems away. You deal with them head on, strong, head first. To be a man is to deal with yourself. Deal with it. Be a man and talk about it. Be a man and say it happened, because it did. Be a man and say, guess what? I don't feel good today. I want to take a break. You can take breaks. You're allowed. It's okay. It's fine. Everyone can take a break. Everyone can take some relaxation. Everybody can do that. You don't have to play games to be stressed. You don't have to be hard masculine. You don't have to be toxic. You don't have to do that. That is not what it means to be a man. I'm married to a woman that loves me deeply. And she accepts every piece of me. She accepts the fact that I've been assaulted. She accepts the fact that I'm weak. She accepts the fact that I'm joking a little bit too much. She accepts the parts that I dislike about myself. And I'm able to be open and honest about it. Be a man.